Welcome to our guided meditation for flow. When you are ready, sit comfortably with good posture and gently close your eyes. Before we begin, let's take a moment to remind ourselves that for the next little while, all we will be doing is breathing and meditating, and for this short little while, that is all that matters. Take a deep breath in through your nose to a count of 4. And pause for 4. Breathe out through your nose for 4. Again, pause for 4. And repeat. And all we are doing is calmly observing the breath moving around the body. Take a moment to observe your current mental state. Whatever state of mind you currently have is completely fine. Simply notice it and describe it momentarily to yourself. Perhaps saying, "My mind is active and noisy," or "My mind is quiet and peaceful." Just notice your quality of mind. Describe it to yourself, and then return to observing your breath, moving in and out through your nose. We want to bring our awareness to a very specific spot. Focus your mind on the space just beneath the middle of your nose. Some of my students and clients refer to this as the mustache space. Simply observe the sensation of your breath moving through that space just beneath the middle of your nose. And let us remember that it is completely normal and completely natural for the mind to wander from time to time, and for us to experience thoughts and feelings. All we must do is remember to guide the mind back to the breath when we need to. And we're just continuing to observe the breath moving through the mustache space, that is, through the space just beneath the middle of the nose. To now we have begun to increase our concentration, which will help us to experience more times of flow. We want to now reduce any mental noise. We shall do this like so. Continue to observe your breath moving through the space just beneath the middle of your nose. Now, gently notice and label any movements of the mind. For instance, we are observing the breath, we experience a thought. Calmly we say to ourselves, "Just a thought," and then we return our focus to the breath. Or similarly, perhaps we experience an emotion, and so we say, just an emotion, nothing more, and we guide the mind back to the breath. And finally, the same for distractions. Just a distraction, nothing more, and guide the mind back to the breath. And so let us continue to practice this for a short while, and I shall be quiet to allow you to do this. Again, remembering that any movement of the mind is fine and natural, and just guiding the mind gently back to the breath. Now, as we do this, we are cultivating our concentration, and concentration is one of the most important parts of a flow state. However, the other part of flow state is activity. We must maintain our concentration while performing an activity, and that is what we refer to as the state of flow. For this, I will move into the next step. However, if you like, feel free to pause this meditation here and continue to focus on your breath and to label any movements of your mind. Or, if you prefer, follow me as I now proceed into the next step. This next step of our meditation for flow gets us to perform a very simple activity with absolute focus. This is important because to enter flow state, we must train the mind to have absolute focus while engaging in an activity. So far, we have been observing the breath with the eyes closed. Now we open our eyes to a count of 5. 1, 2. As you open your eyes, maintain that same amount of focus. 3, 4, and 5. Now hold your gaze straight, but do note, if you happen to be looking at a screen, do turn so that you are not focused on a screen. Now, with your eyes open, holding your gaze straight, just continue to focus on your breath for just a moment. Now we are going to perform a very simple activity, but with absolute focus. The activity that we are going to do is simply to very slowly raise both our arms above our heads. Take a moment to connect with the sensations around your arms, and ever so slowly, with absolute mindfulness and focus, bring your arms up above your head. It should take an absolute minimum of 10 seconds to get your arms above your head. And then hold them there for a moment very slowly, with absolute focus, lower your arms again, making sure it takes at least 10 seconds to lower your arms. And again, very slowly, with absolute focus, bring your arms above your head. And you should feel a strong connection between your mind and your body, your arms. And let's hold for just a moment. And now we'll lower again. And that is our simple activity. Again, you may continue to practice this simple mindful activity in your own time. Simply pause this meditation and practice that step for as long as you like. Soon this guided meditation for flow will come to an end, but first I'd like to explain this meditation and why it works. In order to get into flow state, research shows that we need to have heightened focus and concentration, reduced mental noise, reduced self-consciousness, and increased engagement with an activity. We've achieved this in this meditation by meditating on the breath to increase concentration while simultaneously reducing self-consciousness and reducing anxiety and other disturbing thoughts. And then we have engaged in a simple activity, lifting the arms above the head, which we have done with absolute mindfulness and concentration. Repeating this meditation once a day for approximately 10 days will train your mind to access the state of flow. Thank you for joining me for this meditation session. I hope you have enjoyed this session, and I invite you to subscribe, to like this meditation, and to leave a comment. Thank you, and I will see you next time.